Hello everybody, I'm Kyle Kittleson.
And I'm Christina McCauley.
Thanks for joining us for another edition of Orange Slices.
This show is all about the people, places, and things that make the OC such a great place to live.
That's right, slices of life, and we have some great stories lined up for you.
We'll meet an award-winning teacher who's not afraid to take on the minds of middle schoolers.
You know, I didn't have any problems in junior high. I had lots of friends. I was a model student. Ma baked cookies every day after school, and Pa taught us kids right from wrong.
Well, good for you, Kyle, but I believe you were the exception. For most, this age is a challenging time emotionally and physically.
Wait, you're right. That wasn't my life. I was remembering a 1960s sitcom. Yes, middle school was terrifying. Thanks for bringing back the nightmares.
Hang on, you survived, you're okay. Let's just switch gears and talk about our next story.
Good plan. We're also going to meet Tony Edwards, who shreds with the best at the skate park, except she's riding old school. Her wheels of choice are roller skates.
Go, Tony! And we'll also head out to Huntington Beach High School, where students are growing green.
Aquaponics. Learn the term. It's the farming of the future. It's incredible the way it works. The students have these really smart fish who swim around and plant fruits and vegetables. So really, they're farmer fish. They probably wear little fish overalls and ride tiny little fish tractors and make
Kyle,
sure that...
that's even too ridiculous for a TV show. No, it's just a regular fish doing their fish thing, and the students make it all work together to grow plants.
Aquaponics. Enjoy fresh organic crops, but do not try to put your fish in tiny overalls.
Definitely not. Okay, Kyle, try to keep your imagination in check. I'm heading off to our first story. Get this. Workouts designed to train prize fighters are now being used as a special kind of therapy. I'm heading over to the HB Fight Club.
Great, well say hi to Johnny for me. Johnny Mercurio is a pro fighter, but recently he took his talents in the ring to create this incredible new program. Here's Christina.
And hands up. Uppercuts coming underneath this thing. Go.
These men are in a fight for their lives. When surgeon Jim Jackson was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, he lost his medical license.
We have a pool in our backyard, and I just went boom, like a plank. I was face down in the water, and I couldn't get out. So my 9-year-old daughter fished me out of the pool.
Jim was losing all hope. Then he met Johnny Mercurio, a mixed martial arts pro who also trains top athletes.
Jab, cross body. Jab, cross body.
Johnny took on this unlikely client, and the workout was magic. This isn't modified therapy. This is real training.
Treat them like they're an athlete, like they're a fighter. For 1 hour a day, they get to strap up and they get to be Rocky. And they get to go let their frustrations out in the bag. They get to be in a cool environment with a bunch of young competitors, and they feel that energy.
It's more than any of my physicians, as hard as they've tried to help me. Johnny's program has a mix, not just a program, it's also the person. He gets it out of you. He knows how to make it happen.
Johnny has been training Jim for 2 years, not knowing that back in Indianapolis, a new program called Rock Steady Boxing was proving the benefits for people with neurological impairments.
We're gonna go 10 seconds on, 10 seconds off.
Johnny went back east for a week-long course to become certified. Now he has more than a dozen clients with MS, Parkinson's disease, and other challenges.
I had trouble getting him to do anything because we used to exercise at the gym and he wasn't able to do things anymore, so he didn't want to go. Always wanted to watch TV.
Chuck is battling Parkinson's along with the added challenge of dementia.
Parkinson's is slowly deteriorates your body, and he's still able to do things, I think, because of this program. So we've been very happy with it.
Yeah, if I can get to the gym.
Yeah.
And most of the guys agree, getting here is the toughest part.
I know that when I come here, I'm telling myself, you gotta go, you gotta go. The other side's saying, no, do tomorrow, go the next day. And I know when I weaken, if I weaken, which I'm gonna try not to, But if I weaken, then I've lost everything I've built up.
Nice, that looks good. 2 more.
Bill Dalton is the former mayor of Garden Grove. He began training with Johnny here at the Huntington Beach Fight Club after being diagnosed with Parkinson's 5 years ago.
They cater it to you, which is very nice. And the staff here, everybody's just been wonderful. The only thing that I wish it was in Garden Grove, so they could take credit for it.
It's good exercise. It works on balance, coordination, and it's also a social time where you feel more like family than you do with somebody with a disease.
Bob had always loved boxing growing up back east.
Let's start off light. I know you're a big, strong man.
You don't see that around here. You know, on the East Coast you see it a little bit more, but you don't see that around here. But it's a lot of fun. I have Parkinson's also. I've had it for 15 years. And builds yourself up, builds your spirits up. They're real good instructors and they're real nice guys, and it's nice to come here.
When you actually help somebody improve their health and their well-being of life, that's what I'm really trying to give to them more than anything is an empowerment, fighting attitude of energy. Because these guys are in a fight. These guys are in something much bigger than what I have to deal with.
You could take all the medicines, all the doctors. It's been Johnny Mercurio, his program, his care for everybody. He'll give you everything he's got. And I just thank him very much.
Find out more about Rocksteady Boxing at the Huntington Beach Fight Club at hbfightclub.net.
Okay, next, fish riding tiny tractors. Just kidding. Let's catch up with Christina at the Aquaponics program at Huntington Beach High School.
Huntington Beach High School has a greenhouse with a lot going on. What appears on the outside turns out to be much more on the inside. It's an aquaponics farm made, created, and taken care of by the students.
So we raise fish and plants together in a self-supporting system. The plants filter the water from the fish, returns back to the fish tank clean and purified, and in exchange the fish, provide the food for the plants.
There's no dirt or soil in the ground.
So all of our farming is done above ground, which is kind of the farming of the future. We don't have a lot of space here in the urban setting, so we're utilizing parking lots, roofs, abandoned warehouses to grow food for people in cities.
Fridays, it's Harvest Day for the Green Team Club members. The club is open to any student who wants to join and students who are in Mr. Gorin's class. One of the main benefits of this system.
What we can do is we can grow food with about 95% less water than traditional agriculture. So in traditional agriculture, you water the plants, the water goes into the soil and it's gone forever. Here it's a recirculating system, so the water stays here, and the only loss of water is through evaporation and transpiration of the plants.
Now that we have a better idea as to how this organic, sustainable way of farming works, what's being grown here?
Different forms of broccoli. We have hybrid broccoli, broccoli romanesco. We have a lot of kale coming through here. On this side, we've just got a new freshly seeded bed. This is going to be spinach that's going to be growing up here any day.
Plus, carrots, tomatoes, romaine lettuce, and so much more.
The program is such a great program that spreads awareness to the environment, and everyone that comes here from the school, it's like kind of a hidden gem, and you get to see everything and interact with things. A lot of people don't even know that we have a fish pond and there's actual live fish that we feed and take care of.
There are 300 tilapia and catfish in the pond the students look after that makes the system run and make it even more fun. The students also make a weekly delivery of their bounty to Slapfish Restaurant in Huntington Beach, who is happy to partner, getting fresh, locally grown produce.
Hello, I'm here with the produce from Huntington for Green Team. Good, how are you?
The restaurant also offers internship programs for the students, making this an important component of the program.
The community partnerships are the most important aspect. It shows that there's an end to their means, the recycling, the growing of gardens organically, and really them giving back so they can become a part of the overall community. And for them to come and work in the garden during the day and go to slap fish in the evening and eat what they've developed, consume, be a part of that community, it really ties them to being what Huntington Beach is all about.
Alyssa is co-president of the club. She shares with us what plans are in place outside the greenhouse.
I'm going to be organizing just different fundraisers and different awareness events on campus, just to get everyone on campus involved. And then also we're going to be starting our mural project very soon, so we'll have a mural on the front of the garden, which is super exciting.
Ryan, a senior, tells us this experience has certainly changed his career path.
After coming here last year, learning about how plants are grown, learning about all these niche concepts, I think going into an agriculture field will be very good for me. It's enjoyable, it's very rewarding to see what you've done be successful in terms of plants. So I think it definitely has impacted me greatly in life.
What the students say they enjoy most is coming together with their friends who share a common interest, getting to do something they enjoy and help make a difference in their community.
And now, back before skateboards and rollerblades, there were quad skates. Christina introduces us to a Huntington Beach mom who's kept her passion for old school roller skates.
Huntington Beach, known around the world for being a surfing destination, and well now, maybe a skating one too. Not just skateboarding, we're talking quad, old school roller skating. In part thanks to one lady who shares a love of the sport.
And then I just really have been skating. It's been 38 years or so now. I've continued skating at the skating rinks when all else kind of stopped skating there in the 90s, and going into the 2000s, I kind of picked it back up again mid-2000s and started skating on the beach boardwalk, and I was really the sole skater out there for a long, long time.
As Tony Edwards was roller skating, she would get stopped often by people wanting to do the same.
They'd see my quad skates, which are the classic roller skates, not roller blades, and no one knew where to get them anymore. And so I knew where to get them. I went online and found my pair in the 2000s after having lost my ones from the 80s and 90s somewhere along the way. And I just thought there's something to this. So many people were asking me where to get skates like mine.
Sizing parts, it's all different and varies on the person who will be skating. So Tony felt she couldn't send someone to a website and feel they'd get what they needed.
And also as an entrepreneur, I feel like that was always in my spirit. I always found things that were of my interest and wanted to make them into something I could offer someone else. And so I just felt that this was my calling, skating so much, loving it myself, seeing children all the way to grandparents still have an interest in it.
And along the way, Tony's interest became more extreme, from skating the boardwalk to discovering bowls in the skate park.
I'd seen someone skating at a skate park on a skate company's website, I think it was. I typed in roller skating and someone was skating at a skate park on roller skates, and it blew my mind. And coming from surfing and skateboarding, growing up in my teens and 20s, seeing that and my love for roller skating, I just kind of in my mind meshed it together and said, I'm going to do that.
As far as the feeling she gets,
it's definitely aggressive, it's definitely exciting and thrilling. It's like going on a roller coaster ride. And some people love roller coasters and some people are terrified of them. I'm kind of in between. So my daughter can attest to that. She'll go on the biggest, scariest roller coasters and I'm like, I think I'm okay. But when it comes to the skate park, I think that combining surfing with roller skating and skateboarding really added to the fun and the ability for myself to be able to do it.
Tony's 10-year-old daughter inherited her mom's love of roller skating. Tony says she handpicked 8 of the best skaters, including herself, and sponsors them.
There's not a lot of competitions yet in this sport We have had little ones here and there that are more unofficial, so I think that's something that we're going to be building on in 2019. There's a lot of the high-level companies now interested in acknowledging the sport.
So what does Tony see in store for this sport that is quickly gaining ground?
It's also going to be something that you'll see people skating, different levels of skating at the roller skating rink, at the skate park, at the beach, on the street, figure skating. My daughter did figure skating last year and she was really good at it. And we saw other little girls starting to do figure skating on roller skates again. So I really think that we are a major advocate for roller skating, not only just in Orange County, but in the whole world. And I can't wait to see how it grows in the next couple of years.
Tony's saying is you can't be sad on roller skates.
Finally in our show, we introduce you to an award-winning math teacher whose specialty is connecting with middle schoolers.
Candy, chocolate or rocky road. Chocolate or rocky road.
These Dwyer Middle Schoolers are naming their favorite ice cream as they walk into class. Every day, math teacher Jennifer Chacon has a different question, but it's not the answer that's important. It's all about the ritual.
It just for me is a huge deal because I make eye contact with the students every single day. I can see their mood. I can sense if they're, feeling, a little gloomy and down or if they're really happy.
She is such an amazing teacher. She is super organized and plans everything to a T. She's also super passionate about her job, so she comes to school willing to teach all of us.
She is such a great teacher. She is such a good role model to all her students, and she interacts with the students very well. She always helps us with Alex or math assignments.
And it's not just her students taking notice. Recently, she was named one of Orange County's school heroes by Parenting OC magazine. She's especially proud of her winning category, Family Choice.
I absolutely love that it was family choice and that it was based on the impact that I'm having on families. For me, I feel like it's a really big deal to have the student, parent, and myself, the teacher, work together as a team, and we're all on the same team.
Middle school is a tricky age. There's a lot of physical and emotional change that can distract from learning, and math can be especially tough. No problem for Miss Chacon. She loves this age group.
To infinity and beyond.
Thank you.
She connects with her students through humor, enthusiasm, and compassion.
Math is a lot, it's hard. Math is a hard sell, and so I try to change their attitude towards math in the hopes that if their attitude changes, they'd actually want to do it and maybe they'll be able to do it.
Well, she just explains all of the problems and equations very well and with passion, and she helps us even if we have questions. She answers them very thoroughly.
She really engages with the students, and she's not where she goes off to the side and doesn't help out. She really helps out every day, and she uses the whiteboards and everything, and if you have a question, she really helps you with it.
She'll give us many examples. If this example doesn't work, she'll give us another one until we actually get an idea of the example.
In this classroom, it's okay to write on your desk. Each tabletop is actually a whiteboard, something she pioneered before these popular desks were being manufactured.
Prior to getting these fancy whiteboard tables, I actually used to paint the tables and desks with whiteboard paint by hand, and I'd have to do that 4 times a year, every quarter, because they would get dirty, but it was because they were just getting used up all the time. Kids love the whiteboards, they're interactive, they're fun.
She says she gets more from her students with white tables because they actually want to show their work.
It's peanut butter jelly time! Thank you.
Most of us remember that special teacher who made a difference in our lives. For these students, she is surely making memories as she helps to build bright futures.
Great stories today, Christina.
Thank you, Kyle. What are you doing?
I don't know. Usually when you go out on stories, you bring back something for me, like a souvenir or a muffin. I especially like it when you come back with food, so.
Okay, yeah, sorry. I thought about bringing you some fresh greens from the Aquaponics Farm, but I knew that you'd start up with the farmer fish stories again, so I thought maybe we could just wrap it up, the show without.
Wrap up the show. So you don't appreciate my imagination. The idea of fish wearing overalls and riding tractors is creative, Christina. Did you see that movie Aquaman? That movie had all kinds of sea creatures with human-like attributes. I don't suppose you just wanted Aquaman to wrap it up.
No, you're right. I enjoyed Aquaman.
I bet you did.
I did.
So you do appreciate... Wait, are you blushing?
And that's going to wrap it up for this edition of Orange Slices.
Oh, you want Aquaman to be your boyfriend.
Show's over, Kyle. And remember, if you have an idea about a person, place, or thing that would make a great slice, let us know. Find our Orange Slices page on Facebook. We would love to hear from you.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Until then, I'm Kyle Kittleson.
And I'm Christina McCauley. Bye for now. Everybody else is going to talk about it, and then 10 years from now, you're going to watch it, and everybody's going to, they're going to say, you just saw Avengers, Kyle? And you say, yeah, 10 years
Everybody
later.
else in the world is going to the movies to escape. What are you doing?
Coming here.
I'm only doing that for Kyle because I know
I
how
love
good he is.
critiques and feedback. As long as they're positive and says how great I am.
Not celebrity-driven content at all,
yeah.
and yet there's the Britney Spears in your life.
She is the one exception. If she was in a movie like Crossroads, I mean, I bought that at a garage sale for $4.
Did you?
Yeah.
Best
And I was ready to
movie
get
ever?
like, do you want 400? Like, what do you?
How much?
Yeah. Christina introduces us to a hunting. Sorry, guys. Christina introduces us to a Huntington Beach mom who's kept her from school rollers.
If you don't go see a Star
Maybe that's why I
is
don't
Born,
need to go see it.
You do though. You'll feel inspired. I can't even sing or write music, and I wanted to go out and write a song and hang out with Bradley Cooper.
5,
I mean,
6,
because he's cool.
5, 6, 7, 8. I thought you were gonna sing.
No. Who's the first person who told you you couldn't sing?
Probably myself.
Do you remember?
No.
I like it. Are you yawning? Are you serious?
Better now.
I know.
Better to yawn now.
Are we boring you?
No.
This is rare. I'll just take my script.
Brittany could walk in and I would be like, oh my god. When I was in musical theater and I'm like, wow, this is something I'm bad at, you know? But I just love the idea of like coming up from the ground on stage and having 60,000 people like passing out because you're about to sing.
There.
Like,
it happens every day here
What
on
a
the set.
feeling.
When you come, we all go.
normally there's 300 people here, but these are the only ones that didn't
The
pass
whole
out.
crowd,
Yeah.
all three of us.
I know.